This episode is brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place. Hey girl, welcome back to Your Safe Place. If this is your first time listening to Safe Place for Brown Girls, it's a podcast where Black and brown women come to get real, honest support around mental health, healing, and self-worth. My name is Dr. Kathleen Jude Estime, and I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner who believes in creating emotionally safe spaces for us to be seen, heard, and healed. Today, I'm joined by Ericka Bell, who specializes in helping women unpack and work through their pain, pressure, and perfectionism through working to learn to love their bodies. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome, girl. How are you?
Girl, hey, I am well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. It won't change anything, right?
All right, listen. And who's going to listen? And if they do, it doesn't matter. But hey, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. So, I introduced you already, but tell us a little bit more about you before we dive into this episode.
Girl, I am excited to be here. My name is Ericka. I'm Ericka Bell Barnes. I'm super excited to be hyphenating my name because I'm newly married. That's a fun fact about me. But I'm a mom of three. I have three sons. And I'm a boy mom, but I have a granddaughter named Zoe. They are my pride and joy, of course. I am a serial entrepreneur and a full-time employee, right? I've been on this journey of self-love for a minute. So, I mentioned I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I have several businesses that I'm promoting. I am, again, just really focusing on myself and community. And yeah, I call myself the Curvy Confidence on social media, but I'm growing several spots as well called Not Done Yet and Reinvent Yourself After 50. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
So, talk to me about your social media handle. How did that come about?
Well, the Curvy Confidence started, oh my goodness, it's such a long story. So I started years ago on a wellness journey. I was approaching over 400 pounds and I really needed to um, find myself again. I was unhealthy. I had all kinds of things going on. So I went online and said, "Hi, world. I'm over 400 pounds and I want to lose weight." And I started the journey and I was Black Girl Gone Keto. That was my initial social media handle. And then as I began to grow and I got all these followers and women that had similar stories, it was awesome. I changed to Beautiful Girl Gone Keto. And I say the keto because I was living the ketogenic lifestyle. The ketogenic lifestyle actually helped me lose over 106 pounds. I did that in 9 months. Just basically changing my relationship with food. It was amazing. But along that journey, it just allowed me to get to a point where I finally accepted who I was, where I was, weight, looks, age, all of the above. And then because I'm still a curvy girl, I'm 5'10", at almost 400 pounds, that's a lot. But I'm curvy. So I changed my name to The Curvy Confidence and I've stuck there for a minute. And it's just been a movement. It's awesome. It's something that I am excited about doing because it just kind of shows people to embrace where you are, embrace your curves. And curves is not just a shape, a body shape. It's a mindset. So yeah, that's The Curvy Confidence.
Oh, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. So, it's not easy to do that. Can you walk us through the process? How did you do that?
Wow. Well, it started with me going online because I had hit my rock bottom for me. And it was like, well, what do I do?
Okay. So, what's that rock bottom?
Girl, when I'm under the table rocking, that was my rock bottom. No, honestly, I laugh now, but I was experiencing extreme, severe depression. I was taking over 12 medications. I had been in and out of the hospital. A lot of what I was going through was the depression and anxiety. but I was feeding that. I was feeding that. I mentioned I'd gotten over 400, almost, I wasn't quite 400, I was 376 pounds. And there's nothing wrong with being there. It's something better about getting better. And I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
say that 376 pounds for someone, because there might be someone that's 476 pounds right now listening.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Correct.
was at my rock bottom where I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to feel better. And I knew that me being stagnant, me not moving, me not working on my health and my weight, and it just got to a point where I said, "You're gonna lose your life. You have two choices. You can either get up and do something about it, or continue to waste away." So I went online and I started looking into ways that I can lose the weight. Of course, I tried the gastric route, but at that point, because I have significant health issues, I take blood thinners. Long story. It's a whole other story for another day. But I could not have elective surgery. So, in talking with my doctors, it was like, okay, so what are we going to do? Um, I stumbled across the ketogenic lifestyle, which is a low carb lifestyle. You eliminate processed foods, you eliminate unnecessary sugars. That really helped me catapult, and I didn't realize that changing my relationship with food was going to change my life.
Okay, so what is this idea about a relationship with food? What does that look like?
When I was happy, I ate. When I was sad, I ate.
Mm-hmm.
Bored, I ate. My relationship with food was unhealthy, and I need to be careful when I say food, because that relationship was with unhealthy processed items. I wasn't eating, fruits and vegetables and salad. I wasn't overeating that. I was feeding the depression. I was feeding the anxiety. I was feeding it inappropriately. And I have to say, hi, my name is Erica, and I'm a recovering um, processed foods. Uh, I don't want to call it carbs, because I don't want to say I'm a carb addict. I'm going to say sugar, because there's a difference between carbs and just
Mm-hmm.
sugar, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was my addiction. Some people smoke, some people drink, some people smash, some people do different things. Mine was eating. I, was overeating, and I was addicted to processed foods and sugar. So yeah.
So, how did this impact your relationship with other people?
What other people? No, I say what other people because that's how much of a blur I was in. When I got to a point where I was withdrawn from family, I was withdrawn from friends. Outwardly, I could kind of still, put on a face, that everything
Mm-hmm.
was okay. But most of my friends and family were very worried about me. They were concerned about my health. It was visible. It was visible. I was struggling to walk. I couldn't walk 5 minutes, and by the grace of God, I can now walk 5 miles. I can ride my bike 20 miles. I can do things now that I couldn't do at that point. My friends and family was very concerned about me and my health. Again, I was in and out of the hospital, so I gave them reason to be. It wasn't until I started changing that relationship. The ketogenic lifestyle made it easy to do that, because once you eliminate sugar and start replacing that with protein and healthy fats, your brain starts doing the work for you. The clarity, the brain fog like disappeared. It
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was born again. It was a game changer, and that was back in 2018, 2018, 2019. So it's been a minute. It really just helped me to rebuild the relationships with my family. I mentioned I'm newly married, but I've been with my husband now for years. So he went through that transition with me too, of gaining weight and being depressed and so on and so forth. But once I kind of got a handle on my diet, I was able to get a handle on my emotions. I came off of all different kinds of medications. I reborn. I just found
A-
myself.
And how did the ketogenic diet affect your mental health?
It was a 360, a
Mm-hmm.
complete 360. And I say the ketogenic lifestyle because number one, you go into ketosis, and ketosis is a state, again, probably a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode, because I am fast forward to what, 5, 6 years later, almost, no, about 7 years later, I am still very keto-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the clarity, the muscle mass, the weight loss, the brain fog going away, I have suffered from a TIA, which is a mild stroke. I've had two actually. I have had several pulmonary embolisms. I've gone through so much medically that the ketogenic lifestyle really just helped me, along with fasting, not just ketogenic lifestyle, but fasting as well, really helped me to regenerate Erica. So, yeah,
And so you say that you're keto-ish. So describe what your diet looks like now.
fruits, vegetables. I have more, I'm going to call it food freedom now. I have to be honest and say there was a moment where I did backslide. I did put once I stopped, how can I say this? Okay, so I went through about 3, 4 years of pure bliss, right?
Mhm.
Once I lost 106 pounds, I, maintained the lifestyle for quite a while. But then I got back to old habits. I reintroduced some old habits, and then I started putting the weight back on. People ask, is the ketogenic lifestyle sustainable? Anything that you commit yourself to and you have discipline for, yes, it is sustainable. I didn't do that. I didn't have the discipline, and I didn't continue with the same thing that got me there. So now I'm doing some different things. I am living very, again, keto-ish,
Mhm.
fruits, veggies, a little bit more food freedom. So I'm not in ketosis, but I am eating proteins and watching my fats and still eliminating processed foods, and cutting significantly back on sugar. So eating more healthy carbs and higher protein.
Are you using anything else to aid your weight loss?
I am. And after being such a stickler with the ketogenic lifestyle, I was and continue to be an advocate for natural weight loss, because
Mm-hmm.
if you put your mind to it, again, if you go back to the discipline and the commitment and the consistency, you can do it.
Hmm.
At this big age of 55, I believe in tools. I've added that to my tool belt. I believe in having tools. So, yes, I am taking, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, trizepatides. I am on a trizepatide. And in the last 6 months, I've lost 51 pounds. So, yes, where I said that I gained quite a bit of weight back, I am in the process of losing that weight again. And again, it's not about the weight. It's not about the number on the scale. That 51 pounds is just a number.
Hmm.
What I'm losing is that, well, how can I say, what I'm gaining is my mobility back. I'm gaining my drive back. I can get out and ride my bike again, and things like that. So yes, I am very, very pleased with what I'm doing right now.
How would you say that the trizepatides or the GLP-1s assist in what exactly is that tool? How
It
does it work?
it's reducing my appetite. It is
Hmm.
significantly reducing my appetite when I start to eat. I kind of look at food like, eh. It reduces the food noise. It is
Hmm.
completely quieting the food noise. And because I am a recovering, carb addict, a sugar addict, let me say, it reduces that noise. And it's been awesome. It's given me a lot of energy. Well, some days. There's some pros and cons to it. So far, I weigh heavily on the pros, but I feel like I'm getting my mobility back, my drive back, and that's been very helpful.
I talk a lot about food noise with my patients. Can you elaborate? Can you explain to our viewers what is exactly is food noise?
Well, I mentioned earlier that I had an addiction,
Hmm.
and how when I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. Those things, those emotions still continue. I still get sad. Here's the food. Here's the eat something. It'll make you feel better. I still get happy. Ah, girl, eat something. And that's that. That's the signal to eat something. Everything is like eat. Well, whereas someone else might, go through the same emotions and they want to drink or they want to smoke or whatever the
Hmm.
case may be. For me, it's food noise. So it's, if I'm in a grocery store, grab something bad, get something like, get some chips, get some donuts, get some soda. That noise is quieted. I can walk right over to the produce section and grab some grapes instead. So yeah, that has been the game changer for me.
Hmm. And so now, do you feel like is it possible to be on GLP-1s and still make bad choices?
Anything is possible. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Absolutely. You still have to have some kind of discipline. Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
Because I know that there are some people who are not really as much watching their diet with being on the medications,
Mhm.
and they're still seeing results. For me, because I have this background with a ketogenic lifestyle, it's easier for me to say, I know what to do. I know what I need to eat, what I know what my body does like and what it doesn't. I know what causes inflammation, what doesn't. So for me, I think, and it's not just for me, I want to say that the majority of the people that I've spoken to that's doing the same thing I'm doing are also watching what they eat.
Mhm.
But yes, no, the
Mhm.
medication doesn't say don't have ice cream. I mean, it makes you feel like when you look at the ice cream, like, you might even have a couple spoonfuls and be like, I don't want any more. Because it just takes away the desire. You get full faster, number one, and then you kind of just lose your interest in what you're eating. And that could be even something healthy. That could be a healthy salad. You're still like, okay, I'm good.
I think everyone has to know themselves, and you have to understand what it is that's driving you to overeat. And you have to understand if it's inflammation, if it's food noise, if it you have to understand yourself, and you have to address your issues.
Right.
And not be ashamed of the fact that if you need to use a tool, GLP-1s are amazing, but they have to be used and utilized correctly.
Yes. By the grace of God,
Amen, amen, amen.
it is working out, and I'm really excited about it. I have quite a bit of things that I have going on in retrospect to really deciding to fall in love with a girl in the mirror.
Mhm.
It's been very what's the word I want to look fulfilling to really connect with a community of women that feel the exact same way I do, that have very similar journeys. We all have different stories, but to really get to a place, and especially I keep saying at my big age, to get to a place in life where you want community, because support is second to none. When you're going through any kind of journey, any kind of wellness journey, having a support system and community makes a heck of a difference. Of course, you're going to clap for yourself, but if you
Mhm.
have a team where you're supporting each other and clapping for each other, that makes the journey even easier. So,
So, Erica, I'm a listener. I'm listening to this episode. What's your advice? How do we start?
girl, well, the first thing, baby girl, no. One thing would be to take one scary step, like to
Mhm.
just do it. There is a reason why Nike is the number one branded company in America, in the world, actually. Nike, just do it. Just do it. Take one scary step. Decide, choose you, right? You
Mhm.
have to make a tough decision to just choose for
Mhm.
years and years and years. If you're anything like me, most of the people that I've interacted with, you put your family first, you put your children first, you put
Mhm.
your parents and your friends and everyone else in front of you. My advice would be to give yourself permission to choose yourself. Choose
Mhm.
you and get started.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that advice. So, Erica, tell me what's going on in your world now.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm so excited. Again, the most the current thing that's going on for me right now is I have a summit. So I'm on my seventh year of a community summit. It's called Champions for Health. It's a
Mhm.
wellness summit. It's a 4-day, 3-night weekend. You are a speaker at. You are going to be joining us. So I'm so excited. It's in Orlando, Florida, July 31st through August 3rd, at the Hilton Orlando Resort. I'm super excited. We have speakers that come in. They talk about food freedom. They talk about the ketogenic lifestyle, the carnivore lifestyle, low carb, mental wellness. It's an opportunity for people like you and I to
Mhm.
come and commune. I talked about community, to come and communicate with one another, to celebrate your wellness journey, to learn more about the science of on your wellness journey, to just to learn more from others. You see a lot of people on social media that you can meet in person and interact with, but it's an awesome experience, and I recommend anyone that is on their wellness journey to join us.
So, how does she or he come to the conference?
You can go to championsforhealththesummit.com, and all the information is there. You can sign up for the venue, of course, to stay at the accommodations. The resort is second to none. It's beautiful. That's the Hilton Orlando Resort, but you can purchase your tickets on the website as well. They are significantly reduced. I believe we're like 19 days away at this point. The tickets will have a cutoff time, so if you are interested, we want to see you in the building. Championsforhealththesummit.com.
Amazing, Ericka. Thank you so much for being on this episode.
I have to come back. I want to talk about reinventing yourself after 50.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome. I look forward to seeing you at the summit as well.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today, sis. If this episode spoke to you, share it with one of your girlfriends. Leave us a review. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Fortis Mentis Psychiatry. And if you're interested in a consultation, I would love to sit down with you and support you through whatever mental health challenges you're facing. You can book a session with me using a calendar link in the show notes. Most importantly, be kind to yourself today. You are worthy, you are whole, and you are beautiful, just as you are. Until next time, this is your safe place, and you're always welcome here. This episode was brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place.